Okay, so hopefully most of the snow is behind us, right? But beyond that, it's going to be chilly for a few days.
And it's going to get colder as we go through the week, so this is just the beginning of the cold.
Yeah.
The other thing is we have another snowfall on the way for Thursday.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about that because that's a big bulk of snow again. Maybe not quite as much as this time, but something. All right, Skywatch weather cam. You can see things have settled. We still have some cloud cover, and there will be isolated flurries throughout the city over the next few hours before things fully quiet down. All right, well, winter's here. It certainly feels like it, looks like it. Very festive out there. -6 is what it feels like with the wind chill in the city right now. -14 is what it feels like in Pincher Creek. A little windier there as well. -11 is the wind chill value in Lethbridge, and -7 in Medicine Hat. So yes, we're into the wind chills. We'll be into the wind chills really for the rest of this week, and we'll have wind chills in the -teens for tomorrow morning when off to work and school. Wind chills, well, that's been based on the sustained wind speed, but then it's been gusting higher than that at times, and that makes it feel even colder, as you know. 30 kilometers per hour, that was the max gust in Calgary, but the winds are calming down now for the day. 37 kilometers per hour was the max in Pincher Creek, and in the 40s for Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. So the winds are calming. The temperature will continue to cool, and the snow is almost done. The bulk of it is already out, but we still have isolated flurries possible right up until about the midnight hour in the city, and then south of the city there's isolated flurries possible throughout the overnight hours. Really after that, for the next couple of days, the story is just a mix of sun and cloud and cold temperatures. But this is the next wave that is on the way for Thursday. So this is 1 in the afternoon, a shot of what this will look like. It'll start to move into the south first and then move on up. So to the far south, they could see 10 to 15 centimeters of snow from this one. In the city, we're looking closer to 5 to 7 centimeters from this next wave. Again, it's a bit of a ways away. I will continue to keep you posted on what is expected from this. -3 is our high for tomorrow. Again, that's just the base temperature. In the morning with the wind chill, it will feel like about -14. And then in the afternoon, it will feel closer to -7 with that wind chill. We're looking at fog patches in the morning and then a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day. Fairly calm winds, but enough to give us that wind chill for sure. -2 is our high for Wednesday. And then by the time we get into Thursday, that's our next snowfall. 5 to 7 centimeters certainly possible. That will carry into early Friday morning and then start to clear out. But it will bring in even cooler temperatures. So -6 for Thursday, -7 for Friday. And as we head into the weekend, you're looking at -6 for a daytime high on Saturday as well.
We have a very relevant poll question on our website today, and that is, what's your response to the snow? Oh, yes, or oh, no? Now, your kids would probably say, oh, yes, right?
They were so excited this morning off to school. You know, it took a long time to get there, walking through all that snow and picking them up out of the snow about 30 times. Skiers love this. Not great for people who have to drive in it, of course. -4 is the current temperature. It feels more like -6 with that wind chill. It's going to keep cooling down, but dry for the next couple of days. Just by Thursday, the next snowfall is on the way. Ian?
Let's bring Danielle in now. Okay, so is the snow event over, or is there more going to fall tonight?
All right, the bulk of it is over. We are looking at on and off flurries possible in all of southern Alberta up until about midnight. And for the far southeast corner of the province, even through the overnight hours, some isolated flurries, plus a little windy at times, so that may reduce visibility in some spots. Also, this cold weather is absolutely here to stay, which means it will be very icy and slippery out there on the roads, on sidewalks, as well as we head through tonight and through tomorrow and much of the week. -4 is the base temperature. It feels like -6 with that lovely wind chill. And for tomorrow morning when off to work and school, it will feel more like -14. So it will get colder as we go, but at least it will be drier. So no snow falling for tomorrow. In the afternoon, though, with a mix of sun and cloud, the wind chill will feel more like -7. Tara?
Let's bring Danielle back in now. How much snow did we actually get today?
Well, if you look at Calgary, Cochrane, Airdrie area, all the way off to the west, Banff area, anywhere from 10 to 20 centimeters. And really, we've probably added a couple more to that. And we may even add another centimeter or so because isolated flurries are still possible before this is all fully done. But the bulk of it is done. The cold, yep, we're not done with that. That's here all week. So we have to get used to that. In fact, it will get colder and colder as we go through the coming days. I will give you an update on how much snow fell as Environment Canada posts that. And I'll give you those details tomorrow to sum it all up. -6 is what it feels like in the city right now with the wind chills. So the wind chill values are in the blue here. -7 is what it feels like in Claresholm. -17 in Pincher Creek. Winter's here. Yep, a big burst of it. -11 for Lethbridge and -8 with that wind chill in Medicine Hat. We did have gusty conditions at times today, as you can see here, 30 to 40 kilometers per hour in much of the south. We're looking at calmer winds for tomorrow. We're looking at better conditions for tomorrow with regards to no more snow falling because this is pretty much out, just isolated flurries now through the overnight hours for many communities, and then it's all said and done. But the roads will still be slick and the sidewalks will still be slick. So we have to get used to that because we won't get warm enough for that to melt very much at all. All right, looking at those isolated pockets of flurries right through the overnight hours, especially for the far southeast corner. For Calgary, it looks like we'll be done by midnight fully. And then for the next couple of days, really the story is just a mix of sun and cloud. Really what we're looking at, though, is another system tracking in on Thursday. This is a look at 2 in the afternoon. That's when it starts to approach. It will move into the far south first and then track into the city. For the far south, at this point, it's looking like a 10 to 15 centimeter type system. And for Calgary, we're looking at getting closer to 5 to 7 centimeters of snow. So it's another big boost of snow on the way for Thursday. So great for the mountains. Of course, not so great for our road conditions as we may be a little rusty getting into this once again. All right, this is your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. -3 is our high for tomorrow, but even in the afternoon, it will still feel like -7 with the wind chill. And again, in the morning with that wind chill, -14. So certainly cold for the rest of this week. Fog patches possible in the morning hours as well. -2 is our high for Wednesday. -6 with snowfall on Thursday. And then back down to -7 as we get into Friday and those flurries taper off.
Oh, right, you guys. Well, when it's icy like today, you've heard that you're supposed to walk like a penguin, right? For safety? It's scientifically proven. Take a look. They got it. These are the king penguins at the Calgary Zoo today. They were very excited to get outside in all that fresh snow. And they know exactly what to do, especially on an incline. You got to shuffle along for safety.
I'm not going down that hill on my belly, though.
No.
No way.
They make it look fun. Very cute. I'm sure they couldn't wait to get outside. Well, here's someone who's a little more sure on his feet. He's even holding a little friend, so balance is of no concern for him. We're getting some slick moves down on the farm. Could be a chicken dance if he was holding a chicken, but this Australian farmer is holding a baby goat.
There you go.
Yeah.
Adorable.
They've got a little cafe there. There's all sorts of videos of him on TikTok and Instagram of tap dancing his way through the day.
Goat doesn't seem to mind.
Not at all. No. Not at all. Well, if you put your Christmas decorations up yet, it is starting to be the season for this face. Go get the decorations space. Sometimes they're in the basement, sometimes they're in the attic, sometimes they're even in storage somewhere else at another location, but somebody's got to go digging, and I'm betting it's going to take more than that one bin to get this house decorated.
Happened yesterday at the Campbell house.
Yes, I bet you were happy to put the decorations up.
Storage room, trying to get that out of there.
Yeah, I love putting the Christmas decorations up.
So exciting.
Well, shares in Alphabet hit new record highs today.
Okay, your Skywatch weather camera, and looks pretty beautiful out there. It's quite nice to look at, not so nice to drive in. As you know, it was a tricky morning for many people. and for some people a really, really rough morning that took a lot longer than usual. We have slippery sidewalks, we have slippery roads. That will continue for this week because once we get rid of all of this snow, we have another snowfall on the way on Thursday. The other thing that will continue, the cold temperatures. We're not done with that. In fact, it will get cooler later this week. -4 is our current temperature. Our high was -1. Normal is 0 for this time of year. So we're a little below normal. And it certainly is wintry out there. Now, Pincher Creek right now with the wind chill feels more like -17, Lethbridge -11, and in the city feeling closer to -6 at the moment. All right, radar and satellite showing you that this system is basically out. We're still going to get some isolated pockets of snowfall here and there. No real accumulation from this. This will be very isolated and a lot lighter than what we had pushed through. Many communities, Calgary and off to the west, saw up to 20 centimeters of snow, and then the far southeast corner, close to that as well. I'll have your totals for you as they're confirmed by Environment Canada tomorrow. All right, your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right or it's free. And check out the wind chill for tomorrow morning. It will feel closer to -14, and then in the afternoon feeling closer to -7 with the wind chill. Fog patches likely for the morning, but no more snow falling. A mix of sun and cloud, but again, still slick sidewalks and roads. Tara?
Stars of the future.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch. Thank you, Glenn. All right, final word to Danielle for the weather forecast. Not a ton more snow on the way right away.
Right, not right away. I mean, we talked about this week being a winter week, cold, snowy. We kicked it off with a lot of snow, and some more snow is back for Thursday, but we have a couple days in between that to dig out, you know? Fog patches tonight, carrying into tomorrow morning in some spots. Tomorrow, no snow falling, but of course, we're still going to be dealing with the slippery roads and sidewalks, and I don't know about you, but that was a tricky morning commute for sure, and the kids did love to play in the snow because it's the first real snow. And more is back on Thursday, 5 to 7 centimeters possible, and even cooler with a daytime high, -6. Steve Pierpoint sent this one in from Dalhousie today. Thank you, Steve. I'm going to remove the banner here so you can see the full shot. What a cool picture of the city. So beautiful shots, tricky driving.
The nice thing, though, it wasn't freezing today. I mean, it was a big dump of snow, but it wasn't 30 below.
That's
so we
true.
were kind of eased into it. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.